Now today's video is a special one. We're going to be talking about, as a woman, when is the best time for you to manifest? And specifically, we're going to talk about Neville Goddard's teachings, and does Neville Goddard's teachings apply to women? Now, this idea just came to my mind and sparked into my consciousness because I have personally experienced and seen within my own friendships and with family members, as well as with the comments with you guys, other girls on my channel, all sharing with me very similar struggles that we have to this like masculine approach of manifesting and pumping in the affirmations and just doing the affirmations and expecting to feel like the best all the time and feeling not motivated to reach our goals in the same way. And I felt inspired to make this because I feel like as women, we already spend so much time beating ourselves up as it is about so many different things, so many different factors. The woman, biologically speaking, and I'm speaking of the biological workings of a woman in this video, okay? So this is for particularly women who go through the hormonal biological changes that a natural woman goes through over the course of a month. And I'm also targeting before menopause because I personally have not had the experience of menopause yet, so I cannot speak to that experience. But I can speak to the natural hormonal cycle of a woman with a normal 28-day cycle and how our hormones affect our manifestations. And also in this video, we'll touch on when is the best time for us to manifest so that we can adjust our expectations accordingly and not beat ourselves up over having a hard time feeling like we can't manifest the same way that we used to, blah, blah, blah. We are cyclical beings. So let's dive into women and manifestation in today's video. Let's get into it. And I found that the more I saw comments of this, the more important I felt like this was a very important topic to address, especially as Neville Goddard specifically, his teachings, I'm seeing they're becoming increasingly more popular and they're phenomenal, right? They work and they're amazing. But there is, Neville Goddard, he is one person, one philosopher who expressed teachings based on the Old Testament, based on Kabbalah in a very biblical way. But we also must remember that he was just one man, okay? He was one person who was expressing his philosophies in his way. And while they're powerful, there's just a slight differences that I feel like as women, we need to take into account, that we need to kind of pivot and like kind of create our own path and our own way that we do things, because naturally we're going to differ from the way that men do. And not to say that his teachings don't work for women, of course they do. But in order for us to just release some of the resistance that comes up with his teachings, I believe that by following the woman's cycle, we have the key to unlock our unique power as women to be the master manifestors of our reality. So let's talk about it. Let's break it down. I'm going to go into each phase of the cycle and what time of the month we should be doing what and how we can manifest effectively. Let's get into it. Hey soul fam, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Rahosa, and if this is the first time that you're seeing my face, then welcome. It is such a blessing to have you here on the channel. Now, with this video being titled like manifestation for women, Neville Goddard teaching for women, why do I feel like we're in this like little girl club right now where I just feel like it's just us? I mean, there's probably some men here too. What's up if you're here? But I don't know. I feel like with women, it's like a different energy, a different kind of like safe space to talk about things that women go through, hormonal changes, different things that like us women can understand because we're all in this together and we're having this experience together. And I don't know, I'm just a girl's girl. So like kind of just like even declaring that this video is for women, it feels like a different energy for me. So I just wanted to say that. I thought that was pretty funny. But anyway, back to this video, back to my intro. On this channel, you can expect to find videos on esoteric wisdom, such as Kabbalah. I talk about the occult, hidden wisdoms, hidden sciences. I talk about mysticism. I talk about esoteric wisdom, ancient wisdom called Kabbalah. And I also love diving into modern day spirituality and philosophies and just kind of blending all the different worlds that I have been exposed to in the spiritual modalities and the religions and everything, and finding the commonality between all of them and then presenting that in a way that I have digested it and that I believe is the most practical for us everyday people, specifically women, to bring into our lives and to change our lives and to create a magical, beautiful life for ourselves. So if any of these topics resonate with you and interest you, then please hit that subscribe button. You will not regret it. Join the family, join this community. Let's be friends. And yeah, let me know, like, introduce yourself. yourself in the comment section down below. I'm really wanting to gain this stronger connection with my community and my audience members, so it would just mean the world to me to know that you're here. Additionally, this video is sponsored by myself and my coaching offers that I have open. If you're watching this video in the spring, then I have a spring special. I'll leave all the details to that in the description. But if you'd like to book a coaching session with me, you want to book your first call, then that will also be linked down below. And on that website, you will see tons of new options for coaching. You'll see there is like one-on-one calls, there is texting support, like voice, audio message support. I also do readings and tarot. So there's a bunch of options on there, so you can explore that below. As well, if you are a new customer, like you've never done coaching with me before, then there is a very special offer for you in there at a discounted rate on top of the spring sale as well. So make sure you're checking that out. Once again, all the resources I'll link in the description and also pinned as a comment. So yeah, check that out if you'd like that further clarity, the further guidance, the confidence boost, support system to really manifest your desires into reality, to see those blind spots, to kick them to the curb, really gain clarity over your purpose, your desires, and then manifest those desires. Finally start seeing changes in your life, accelerate your growth, accelerate your progress. You can think of me as like your best friend, your big sister that is hyping you up, pulling you into your power, reminding you of your power, sharing my wisdom with you, and just putting all of my energy into seeing your growth and your success. My coaching is very personal and tailored specifically to you, your needs, your desire, and your energy. So you can expect to always get 110% of me when you sign up for my coaching. So I really hope to meet you there. I am looking forward to meeting you guys, seeing your faces, getting to connect on that one-on-one level, and just support you through all your goals. Now, without further ado, let's get into today's video and all the juice in today's video. Now, as women, throughout the month, we have hormones that go up and down. We're not really like stable the whole month. On a week-by-week basis, we have new moods, new emotions, new things that we're dealing with. And this is not a limitation, by the way. I'm not speaking of this in like a sense of like, ugh, being a woman is so hard. We have all these limitations. Like, we can view this as our superpower, our ability to know when is it time to like lay back. Maybe I don't need to pump in affirmations right now. Maybe right now is a time for me to sit and feel my emotions and process through things and reflect. Is this really what I want? Is this not what I want? Maybe what I think I want is really just because of my temporary mood and what I'm temporarily feeling right now. It's just important for us to be able to make these distinctions and be able to know where we are on our cycle, so we know how to best approach the manifestation process, because our hormones affect everything. It's not really fair to just say 24/7 to a woman, you need to have discipline, you need to focus your attention strictly on your desire at all times, because what that can lead to is bypassing of our emotions, bypassing all the resistance that we have. And when we're just bypassing all the resistance, it builds up in our bodies, it builds up in our subconscious mind, and we end up manifesting the very thing that we're resisting and pushing away by just pumping in affirmations. So with all of that being said, let's use this information, integrate the beautiful teachings that teachers such as Neville Goddard shared. And Neville Goddard just has like a unique way of expressing ancient teachings that he was even studying Kabbalah, like these exoteric ancient wisdoms that he expressed in his ways, and there's different ways that are being expressed. But let's blend this beautiful wisdom with the wisdom of the woman's body and what phases of the cycle that we're in, how those affect us during the different manifestation phases while we want to manifest something specific. Now, before I get into the specifics, I want to make a little note that you might think that what I'm sharing sounds a little complicated, like you don't want to think about the different cycles that you go through throughout the month. For this reason, I want to say two things. Number one is that anytime we're learning something new, there's gonna feel like that sense of overwhelm, of like this resistance, like not really wanting to learn it or dive into it. So just stick the course and just know that as soon as you learn it and it becomes just a natural way you think, you're not gonna like have to think about it anymore. It's just gonna be a natural thing that you understand the rhythms of your cycle and your body and the way that your hormones work. And I also created a free document for you that you can download by clicking the link down below, where I include the different cycles that a woman goes through if you have a 28-day cycle, and at what different phases of the cycle, how you should manifest in those different phases, and like what every phase would be good for. So make sure you click that link below to snatch up that free document, How to Manifest Effectively as a Woman. So let's start with the menstrual phase. This is considered to be day 1 of our cycle. The day our period starts is considered day 1 to 5. So while we're menstruating, usually a woman will feel more tired, more less energized, more introspective, and more withdrawn. For this reason, it's really important for us to know that we should take this time while we're on our menstrual phase to take more time to reflect, to go inward. Because our energy is lower, it would be very valuable for us to really just go inward, to be more reflective, to be more low-key with our manifestations. It would also really benefit us to do things such as visualization and meditation rather than any action-oriented types of exercises like breath work or deeper types of movements or somatic work. It's really important during this phase to just be gentle with ourselves, be gentle with our body, be gentle with our emotions during this time, because we're very fragile and we're more susceptible to wanting to give up, and we're able to handle stress a lot less than we are, for example, in the next two phases. So let's get into those as well. Now, the next phase is called the follicular phase, and this is from days 6 to 14. So during this time, our estrogen levels are rising, which means our energy increases and our mood increases as a byproduct of that as well. So this is really like the power phase that we have as master manifestors. We really want to take advantage of this window to manifest. This would be the time that you want to pump in those affirmations, to really reaffirm your new story, to get yourself slowly more and more and more as the days go by while you're in your follicular phase into that like badass energy, like into the energy of feeling like the queen that you are, reminding yourself of your power, doing the tasks and the actions and like moving around the energy to actually call in the thing that you desire. It's during this phase that you want to start really making practical plans and actions of what you want to do and even starting to do them. But it's not until the ovulation phase, which is a 3-day period from days 15 to 17, where you're going to feel the most energetic, the most outgoing, the most confident during this phase. And this is where we're at like our peak, our height of manifestation abilities and what we can call in. We want to call in as much as we can our desires from the state of empowerment, the state of high vibration. It just is more potent. It's more magical. This is like the magical essence that we have as women, is that we have times when our energy is so potent. So we just want to become aware of this because we want to give more power to our thoughts during this time. And we want to give less power to the thoughts that arise when we're in the luteal phase, for example, which happens around day 18 till 28. Additionally, just to backtrack a little back to the ovulation phase, because our communication is highly increased during our ovulation phase, this is the time that we want to have those important conversations. This is the time that we want to speak our affirmations and really verbalize and communicate to ourselves and to other people. This is what I'm declaring. This is what I'm doing. This is the energy that you want to like start new projects. You want to really put yourself forward into the world and out into the world and declare your desires during this phase. This is the time to make strides forward, to make that progress towards manifesting your desires. Now, as we shift from ovulation into luteal, which once again is day 18th to 28, during this 10-day period, what's going to happen is our energy levels are going to drastically decrease, which is why we feel such a difference and such varied emotions throughout the month. And this is where me personally, and I know a lot of women, we don't feel PMS actually while we're menstruating as much, but it's actually that week before. It's while we're in that luteal phase that we're the most sensitive, the most insecure, the most bloated, the most just feeling down in the dumps and not ourselves. It is during this luteal phase. And it's really important that we are aware of this during this time, because if we're not aware of the hormones that are driving us and are making us think a certain way, it's very easy during this time to think that we're a failure, to think that we've screwed everything up. There's no way we're gonna get our desires. This is the time we want to be super gentle with ourselves. We want to be more nurturing with ourselves. And in my opinion, this is actually the time where we can see, this is where our power really comes in. We see what's coming up for us. When we see what's coming up for us, we're able to acknowledge it, to face it, and to move through it. This is actually something that men don't have. They don't have this period where things are just bubbling up to the surface. You know, we have this opportunity every single month to see what is it that's really bothering us. What is in our subconscious mind that is not just out in the open through all phases of the month, but specifically while we're in this luteal phase, we're able to see the things that have are screaming at us now. This needs to change. This needs to change. I feel this way about my reality, about XYZ. We start getting extra emotional. And this is the time for us to really look at that and say, okay, interesting. I can now observe that. It's an opportunity for us to really go into those things and to work through them and to heal through them. This is the time for us to not bypass and to actually reflect and to actually go into what is causing us distress. Keeping in mind that just because we have a thought, it doesn't mean that it's real. It doesn't mean that we're a failure. It means this is something to look at. There's something that is being brought to the light right now because this is something that I believe about myself. This is part of my self-concept. This is a part of what I feel I deserve. This would be a powerful time to once again reflect, meaning to journal, meaning to meditate, to remain in touch with your intentions and just adding mindfulness into your everyday. And once again, I will leave you a document so that you can click that. It'll be down below so that you are able to access this, so you can refer to it, back to it every month. So you're just aware and you begin the tracking process of tracking your hormones, tracking the energy levels, and tracking how your energy changes and how to best utilize the time for optimal manifestation. Remember, girls, by syncing our manifestation practices with our cycles and our hormones, we're able to maximize our natural energy. We're able to increase our efforts and just become aware and more nurturing on ourselves when we're in a space of reflection, and we're not supposed to be going hard all the time and go and manifest and affirm and like bypass our emotions. No, there are times in the month where we're meant to be more emotional. We're meant to see what's coming up for us. And then there are other times of the month where we can say, you know what? No, now I'm gonna have discipline. Now I'm gonna be in this like masculine energy, and that would be like the follicular phase and the ovulation phase, where we want to just go for what we want to go for and just push through. But we can't always just push through. We need to understand we're cyclical beings, and it's okay to give ourselves that space and that time for resting as well. The key is that we don't stay stuck in that state of like reflection and constantly going back to the negative ruminations, because then we're just continuing to perpetuate that story and manifest it in the future. So again, this is not like an excuse for us to not be on our game, but it is for us to be able to not be so hard on ourselves or feeling like we're a failure, because women are left out of the conversation of manifestation most of the time. Okay, so that was my intention with this video. I want to bring a whole lot more content specifically tailored to women as well on this channel, because as a woman myself, I know the struggles, I know the journey, and yeah, life is cyclical. We're always going to ebb and flow. Like, things are not stagnant, and we need to learn how to be adaptable and move with the energies, and that is what makes us so strong. That is what makes us so powerful. So I want to thank you so much for being here. If you've made it to this point of the video, drop me a fire emoji, okay, for that girl power. Okay, thank you girls so much for being here, and leave me a comment down below letting me know what was the most valuable thing that you got from this video. Did you learn anything? Was there anything that just like came up to your attention, a thought that you pondered on that you wanted to mention and share with others? This is a safe space for us women, so I want to thank you again for just sharing your energy and being here. It is really greatly appreciated. Once again, if you'd like to book a call with me, you can do so by clicking the link down below, exploring your options, and that will be all for me in today's video. Thank you girls so much for watching, and I'll see ya in my next one. Bye, love ya. Mwah.